Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Hoy. Thank you guys for joining us on this Friday evening. We are talking college football programs, make it or break it seasons. We just broke down Oklahoma and Florida, two programs I think that are in make it or break it seasons. I know you don't think as much, but I really do think that they are teetering on it. But we got a lot more programs from this list on 24/7 to get into. Michigan State, they gave Tucker that huge deal. Is this a make it or break it year?
Listen, I've made it. I've made it well known. Mel Tucker is among. We're gonna get to the list, the later parts of the list of the most overpaid coach in college football, but Mel Tucker is right there. I don't know if it's make it or break it because he should have. Like Michigan State is just in it too deep now to fire him. They got to see it through. I think it's a make it or break it. And what's terrible for them is Michigan's never been better under Jim Harbaugh. Ohio State, even though I'm not a believer in Ryan Day. The guy was born on third base, that whole saying. I believe that wholeheartedly. He's still Ohio State. They're going to recruit out the wazoo. They're going to be good, competitive. And you got Penn State over there that is a sneaky playoff team. Like they could come out of the Big Ten. Listen, they're not going to be favored over Ohio State or Michigan, but Penn State's for real this year. What is Michigan State going to do? 8-4 is not going to cut it anymore, Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker is the most overpaid head coach in the Big Ten. He's right there with a guy later on the list. I think we're past to make it or break it for Mel Tucker and Michigan State. Honestly, like
I just don't even know. I don't even know what make it or break it means for Michigan State right now. Like, what does it mean? Like, what is Michigan State's end game? Do they think they're a playoff team?
And they would be so happy with just winning 10 games. Yeah. They would be so happy.
Yeah, like 8 or 9 wins to me is a good year right now for Michigan State. And you paid Mel Tucker all that money not to win 8 or 9 games. You paid him to be a kind of a playoff coach or whatever. Contender. But that's not what they're going to be. Like that's and you're in too deep. Like you said, there's no firing this guy. And he has a good year under his belt, and he hasn't like been there for that long.
He's done just enough not to get fired.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like what, like to me, it's like they're just Michigan State. Like they're not like they're gonna go 8-4. They're like Mel Tucker is gonna be okay. Maybe he upsets one of those 3 teams you just mentioned, and you call it a year. But like that's just what they are. And I don't see anything better or anything worse. I mean, and if it gets worse, maybe you do fire him. But like you say, Michigan State's not a blue blood. They're not one of these teams that can just pay $100 million to a coach and then fire him 2 years later. Like, what are they going to do? Like, they don't have that kind of buyout money. I mean, seriously, they don't. Like, no. So it's like they're stuck with them. So, yes, does it make it or break it for the program? Yeah, probably. But, like, for the coach, as far as getting fired, like, they don't have that option. Like, we talked about Oklahoma and Florida. Like, they could fire either of those guys and, they can hire a next coach and they get the money together. Yeah, they're big programs. Michigan State, they can't do that. I was surprised they could even pay a coach $100 million. I was like, Michigan State? It's like the Shaq meme. I apologize. I didn't know. I didn't know your game.
Familiar with your game.
I wasn't familiar that you had that kind of money somewhere stuck up in that program, but they do. I don't know what they're Michigan State, Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher. This is the make it a break it extraordinaire because Texas A&M's got all the money, and Jimbo Fisher has to be the most overrated coach in football. Has to be. I mean, if this team doesn't win 9 games, he has to get fired, right? This has to happen now, right?
I am if you looked up make it or break it college football teams, there would be pictures of Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies. This is the picture perfect, team program situation for this conversation. They've got the money. Jimbo Fisher is the most overpaid coach in college football for what his results have been. And what's crazy is like their best seasons were always followed up by stinkers. Every one that he put up double-digit wins, which has only been once at A&M.
During COVID, right?
Nice. Followed nice. By stinkers. So I'm not a Jimbo believer. I hate Texas A&M, but if I'm just trying to be unbiased,
it's Texas
Fisher
8-4. It's Texas 8-4.
They're 8-4 Aggies.
It's Texas 8-4.
And you want to talk about a guy, they will buy him out. And I love when people talk about he's got this much left. It's a lot of money. I think it's like 40 or 50 million, something like that.
I think it's like 70 right now. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's a lot of money. That is pennies to Texas A&M.
That's oil
pennies.
money.
They have so much money.
This is like the Saudis we're talking about. Like we're talking about Live Golf. Like this is the Saudis of college football. Like yes, they may not be good. You may not know them, but I'm telling you, they got more money than anyone, and they want to be good more than anyone. They want to be good more than anyone.
They want to spend.
They are tired of going 8-4. They are tired of this. But one thing I will give Jimbo credit for in this Aggies program is every time, like you said, it's almost like stinker, good year, stinker, good year. It's like, oh, we should fire him. We should fire him. And then he goes up and this is when he steps up to the plate and he delivers you an almost. He delivers you an almost. It's like, we almost made the playoff. Like we're right there. We're right there. So this is exactly what I expect from the Aggies.
Yep.
They're going to finish number 6 in the country this year. They're going to win 10 games. They're going to miss the playoff. Everyone's going to be like, Jimbo's right there. Jimbo's right there. Because why? They want to be good so bad. They don't know what it's like to be good. And they don't know what it takes to be good. And they smell it. They need to smell it. And if they smell it, that's enough. But if they can't at least smell it this year, they're done. They're done. So. And you know what I hope happens? I hope they walk in to Death Valley, number 3 in the country, with 1 or 2 losses.
With playoff aspirations,
and LSU, right and LSU maybe number 6, like a 3 versus 6, and LSU just delivers that blow. It's for the West. It's for the West. Jimbo has his first chance to win the West. Nope, not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. That is what I want to happen. That is a dream for all LSU fans. Coming up after the break, you know what we're doing? We're going to continue this make or break list for college football programs.